Hello, third and fourth graders. I'm here to read a story to you today that is called How to Catch a Turkey from the New York Times best-selling team of Adam Wallace and Andy Elkerton. I love this part at the bottom. It says, "No turkeys were harmed in the making of this book." This is a very, very humorous story, which means it's meant to be very, very funny and silly. And so that means if we think about author's purpose, an author always has one of three, or sometimes people say four reasons why they write a story. So they do it to either persuade, which means they're trying to convince us of something. They're trying to inform us, which means they're trying to teach us something. Or they're meaning to entertain us. And some people say also expressing feelings, kind of like with poetry. So if we think about this silly story about how to catch a turkey, are we trying to persuade? No. Are we trying to inform or teach somebody? Well, I guess, but really what we're trying to do here, we are trying to read this story for enjoyment. So we are going to be entertained. So the author's purpose for this story is to entertain. Let's go ahead and get started. I want, before we get going, I want to point out that at the end of this video, there's going to be an exit ticket. So the third graders are very familiar with this. I'm not sure about Mrs. Cloudman's students, but basically what that means is at the end of this, when we're done reading, there are going to be some questions that you're going to answer. So pay very close attention to the plot of the story and what's happening, because there will be some questions that pertain to this book at the end in our exit ticket. So without further ado, let's get going. I'm sorry I can't fit everything on here at one time, so I'm going to read the text, and then I'll kind of move around so you can see the pictures as well. Here we are on Thanksgiving Day. It's that special time of year. Yes, I know I am a turkey. That much should be clear. So gather round, I have a tale, and it's really quite a story. What I tell you now is not a joke. It is my crowning glory. So you can notice there is a rhyming pattern here. The second and the fourth line, the last word rhyme. Story and glory over here. Year and clear rhyme. So let's take a quick look at the pictures. All right. It all began 1 year ago. I was at a school, you see. Play preparations were underway, but that didn't matter to me. Some kids walked by in silly clothes, talking about the play. We'll even have a turkey on stage. It's perfect for Thanksgiving Day. Oh, look at that turkey. He looks a little dazed and confused, doesn't he? Over here I see a word, a really cool word, preparations. So if they're making play preparations, it means it's something that they are doing in advance to get ready for the play. So a preparation is something that you do in advance to prepare for something. Prepare is the base word for preparations. Turkey, stage, no way, no how. Had I really heard that right? I broke out of my pen and ran away with a case of bad stage fright. Oh boy, look at this hot mess. That boy's got it right. He has his ears plugged because that turkey is causing quite a commotion. He is causing quite a stir where he is going crazy. And there's that boy again, plugging his ears. Oh, that's so loud. I burst into the science room, knocked over flasks and beakers, and the cry of "Catch that turkey!" boomed over the loudspeakers. Once again, we have quite the hot mess here. I'm glad I don't have a plunger on my face. Yuck. So now more children join the chase with catapults and food, but their goopy mashed potatoes weren't enough to keep me glued. Goopy. That's another really cool word. When I'm thinking about goopy, I see that's an adjective describing the mashed potato. So if I think about potatoes, they're kind of, they're a solid, but they're kind of liquidy. That's what goopy means. It means that it's kind of a glob that's it's easily able to move around. It's not like a very solid object. Up next, there was a maze of books that stretched from wall to wall. But with a big hop and a mighty flap, I managed to escape it all. And you can see here, the library is quite a maze going around. The illustrator did an awesome job on these pictures, by the way. It looks really cool. Oops, skipped one. I ducked past chairs and bags and desks. Now that was quite the trick. The kids thought they could stop me here, but I was much too quick. turkey is quite the nuisance, which means he is quite the problem. I ran outside to the jungle gym thinking I could hide, but the recess yard was all tricked out. I'd have better luck inside. Finally, the kids gave up, but the principal gave chase. My only hope of escaping her was keeping up my pace. Principal has that big net. I wonder if she's going to catch the turkey. I slid into the coach's room and crashed into a chair. I got tangled up in jerseys, but I won't get stuck in there. Oh, look, he's got that jersey on now. I ran into a curtain. There was nowhere else to go. I couldn't get past the principal, but the curtain led to the show. I wonder what's going to happen next. Here's that principal. She still has the net. My heart was racing. I started to sweat. I couldn't squawk or run. Oh boy, and that audience looks very full. I took a deep breath. I can do this. Who knows? This might be fun. A kid stood up and pointed. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. He really is, a parent agreed, in his little mascot suit. Remember, he went through the gym office and he had that jersey that he put on. He still has it on. Now look at the principal. Just kind of hanging back. She's like, oh, it's going well now. I started to smile and even dance while the crowd continued to cheer. Here he is dancing. Here he is bowing for the cheer. I was filled with joy that I took the chance, and that's what started my mascot career. So when it says that he is a mascot is a character that represents a school or it represents some kind of a team. So, for example, we are the Weberville Spartans at our school, and actually we had a Sparty, a person that was dressed up as a Spartan that walked through our school. If you were in school, he was here, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. So he would be considered a mascot. Or I know a lot of you like college sports. So, for example, MSU has a green and white Sparty that is at all the football games. So he is their mascot. And then on this page, all it says is, Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And there is the mascot. Now they're out at the football field. And he is cheering on the football team and the cheerleaders. And the random pilgrim guy that's in the back. So that is our story today. So now what you're going to do is you're going to stop this video. And you are going to go back and do your exit ticket. Be very mindful about what happened in the story. Think about what the problem was and what the solution was. How did that problem get turned into a positive? All right, so be very mindful about that. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.